considering
Yeah, there you go.
considering I have
Wings.
a couple of really pressing mistakes, 43.
There you go.
There, got him.
Actually beats the old.
That wasn't too bad.
Can you manipulate his pattern at all, or is it pretty much
he
just
follows you, but he does it in a weaving
yeah?
movement. And so the best you can do is you can just stand up there, and he'll eventually go up there.
At least 42s, but
Whoa.
everything went.
When I first played this game and I got to this zone, this was my favorite zone.
You've learned since then.
No, actually, it's well, okay. It's probably my second favorite zone. Panic Puppet's my first.
At least that doesn't damage you.
Yeah, as long as you don't run into anything, being frozen in ice doesn't hurt you.
Don't you have to do it in few areas?
Yeah, right here. In fact, you have to. This right here was. Yeah, this is what sold me on this being one of my favorite zones. Just this fact right here. You get frozen in ice and you just sit there and slide all over the place.
I don't think this is
Wait,
going
am I
to
doing the right thing?
Sonic 3.
You have a little heater you go through right there that just makes you all good.
I will admit, the snowboarding Sonic 3 really is cool. So, being frozen in ice versus snowboarding.
I love that.
Yeah, rabbit on a pogo stick. Kind of redundant.
Robotnik's running out of ideas for his slaves.
Exploding snowman.
Now, I have to be careful about those snowmen. There is one glitch that can occur, and it's not a beneficial glitch. It is, in fact, a very detrimental glitch. If I roll it, normally the best way to attack the baddies is to roll into them, and then immediately jump right after you've rolled into them so you can catch the flicky mid-air. That way you don't have to hunt down the flicky, and it's quick and very simple. With the snowmen, however, the flickies are encased in ice, and so you have to hit them a second time. If you roll into the snowman from the top, from above them, the ice will actually drop on top of you and crush you, resulting in instant death.
Nice.
Whoa.
So, like that snowman right there, had I attacked him from above, it would have killed me. Now, normally I don't run into that one that way, but I do have a little habit that I've slightly overcome on some of the snowmen that we're coming up on. That one right there is one.
Oh.
But as I hit it from the bottom and side there, no problem.
That's just the wonders of isometric.
Oh, see, I just triggered it right there. And that was coming from the bottom.
Huh. Yeah, I looked away and then you were instantly dead, so.
Yeah, it didn't matter how many rings I had, it didn't matter if I had a shield, it squished me. I'm dead.
It wasn't even an animation for it, was there?
What?
Was there an animation for
Well, there's
it?
no animation of you dying.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just pop up into the air and then it fades.
You do a little boom.
So there's that snowman, which you saw pulled the glitch on me. And then coming up here in this next area, there's another snowman that tends to do it on me.
Alright, but real quick, we had a new donation.
Go for it.
$25 from David Heineman. He didn't have a comment, but I'll keep refreshing, see if you do. In either case, thank you for the donation. It's going towards a great cause.
Have we not had any donations at all for the language yet?
We have
Yeah, it works out. We were hoping that someone who was actually participating in that could explain it better, because we didn't really.
Yeah, basically what it is at any point that's not in the cutscene, you can pause, go to options, change the language, and then any text that comes up will be in that language. And the additional thing they'll be doing is Essentia and Brosentia will be voice acting in whichever language it is. And so there's the 5 languages you can see that you can choose from: English, Spanish, French, Italian, and German. So just say which one you want. And they haven't dropped again? No, I guess not. So yeah, just say which one you want, and if another one takes the lead during the run, he'll switch to it on the fly.
Yeah, that's one way to gauge his health. This one is those little freezing spouts, whatever you want to call them. Freeze guns.
This boss is like, so I heard you like snowman.
You know, people can.
Oh, we're gonna make everybody.
Yeah. People, I mean, Toothache just responded to me, so it's like I couldn't assume it. I don't know why I'm not sure.
Yeah, you're listed as a moderator.
It's bizarre.
That wasn't my fastest, but it's pretty straightforward.
Subpar.
Recording this.
Next time we should probably like try to find something else to use for the chat.
Oh, see this.
Yeah. Oh, and the green one's on lava.
That was luck right there. And that's what I was talking about on this stage. The flickies will hover over that lava. What's worse is because the color palette limitations, the purple flicky is now a hot orange.
Yes.
And it merges with the lava. And so if I lose one of the purple flickies, it's the toughest bird to find, especially if it's hovering over the lava.
I never noticed that before. They actually recolored the flickies.
Oh wait, you
themselves.
lost the green one.
Yeah, but I missed the baddie, got hit into that hole. And the green one's up there by the flame guns.
That's nice.
They don't even look like flames. It's like mud spray or something.
Lava spray or something.
It's really weird color.
Oh.
And I didn't have enough momentum to keep my roll. Fire shield, would have been able to go right through that without any problems. I don't think I can get one quite easily until the second act. So, I'm almost to the end of this act. There we go. Minute 54. Nice.
Oh, you got it. It's like a launch that whole time.
Yeah, the shields last until either the end of the stage or I get hit and lose them. Whichever comes first.
I like that that's the only thing in the game that doesn't look 3D. They just didn't even try.
Well, how do you make a shield look 3D?
That's the thing. That's
Just this
You
orb.
make it like the longitude lines and just spinning.
Oh, like the lightning shield off of Sonic 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would work. Now, did this come out before Sonic 3 or after Sonic 3, though? That was the
Oh, it
thing.
came after.
Came after?
I'm pretty sure it even came after Sonic Knuckles, because Sonic Knuckles was released not that long after Sonic 3.
Yeah, I just passed probably the hardest part of that stage.
I was wondering, is the schedule updated? So that's just curious.
We're like 20, we're still about like 20-25 minutes behind. So we've been pretty consistent. We were about 25 minutes behind when I went to sleep. And we're 25 minutes behind when I woke up. So
Yeah, we made up time.
Excellent. I made it on the
I
pipe
almost
on the
made
first
up
try.
time Castlevania block, and then I hit the camera.
I think this is
second
it.
round.
This is the
But
funnest
Cheapest
boss.
boss strat ever.
yeah, we must have gained some time back.
Yeah.
Yeah. What happens is that flame actually follows you,
That was like 10 seconds.
and if you jump, if you do your full jump at the right time, you actually get just that. You actually jump over the flame, and as it corrects itself to hit you again, you hit Robotnik and bounce
We still
over
got
it
to set up our
again, and so it just kind of loops.
We're doing quite well now.
Yeah.
This is where I think.
I
And
just really hope Castle.
I like this.
I mean, considering all the issues we've been having, we've been sticking to the schedule really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that, seeing those pipe like things cutscenes that Sonic goes through. That's also a fun one.
Oh.
See, this is the annoying part.
Oh no.
I can't destroy that turret, so it's like I have to deal with it. And as you see, the Flickies have a mind of their own, which in a speedrun does not cooperate.
I mean, really, I don't know, like, I can't remember the current record we have on SDA for this, but...
There is none.
Oh, there's no current record?
We do not have a speedrun of this game yet.
Oh.
So that's another project I could work on.
I was going to say, though, that I think any submitted run, I would think would have to, not necessarily not take damage ever, but if it takes damage, like have minimal repercussions. Like it would take damage to the point where you don't have flickies or recover them really fast. Because it just wastes too much time otherwise.
Yeah.
It's a run killer if you get hit.
Yeah. And like I said, it's not necessarily because of the fact that you get hit, it just depends on how quickly you recover them.
Yeah.
And like I said, the green ones are probably the worst offenders when it comes to trying to recover them because they just wander on their own.
And I mean, generally, like in the other Sonic games, you know, the Genesis Sonic games, rather, you know, they're very competitive, and so any run that took damage, you know, unless it was intentional, would never be accepted. But a game like this, I would usually say, you know, usually be more forgiving, just because of the nature of it.
Let's see.
Alright, we have a... It's not serious
Oh,
time,
the
is it?
score.
What? No, it's not serious time.
We have another $1 from Matthew Merkel. It says, just to be overly technical, I consider Sonic CD to actually be Sonic's first real foray into 3D at the special stages. Sonic 2 special stages are close to 3D as well, but you can
That's
only move
true.
in two directions.
That's true.
That is true.
I remember being very excited by Sonic 2's special stages the first time I saw
Is
it.
that the sphere one?
No,
No,
it's
that's
the half pipe.
the half pipe.
Sonic 3 is the
Oh,
sphere.
yeah, that one.
Yeah, Sonic 3's was even more close to 3D, but yeah, Sonic 2's was pretty cool.
Yeah, you could move left, right, up, and down, and jump. So
You could do loop to loops like all the way
Yeah.
around. I love that. Even though there's nothing above you, it did make sense.
We have run ratings.
It's like the worst enemy location.
Yeah, those
Just
two
put
are
them on
the,
top of an unkillable turret. It's not going to make a difference.
well, that, and even just trying to get to those locations can be difficult. There have been a few runs that a few practice runs where I just had the hardest time trying to even get on those platforms. And as you saw, even at the top of the slope, that first time when I got up there, I hesitated for a second as I wanted to make sure that I was going to face the right direction.
I will say this, if you think getting a satisfactory submittable run of this game would be hard, getting a 100% run of this game with all the Chaos Emeralds would just be a nightmare.
It's actually not that hard in the Genesis version. I can, if I wanted to, I could actually get all the Chaos Emeralds within the first 2 zones.
There's enough special zones to do it.
Yeah. What happens is you have to collect 50 rings, and you have to find tails of or knuckles. And
I mean, finding them isn't the hard part. I think the hard part is getting 50 rings and keeping it through the level. But I guess if you can do them all in roll 1 and roll 2, it wouldn't be as bad.
yeah, I usually don't get hit very often in the first 2 zones, so it's quite easy to get 50 rings. And the rings are very plentiful. And then as far as on the Genesis version, the special stages are a joke. Whereas
I don't even remember the special stages.
I'm trying to remember myself.
they are seriously a joke. They're just this wood platform, and it's supposed to be similar to the original half pipe from Sonic 2, but it just doesn't even work. And they give you like 3 times as many rings as you really need for each checkpoint. The Saturn version of this game, however, brings back the half pipe and adds a bunch of new gimmicks, including springs and extended jumps and platforms to the half pipe.
So there's a gameplay difference.
Only in the special stages.
Yeah.
but that's about as far as it gets. In terms of the speed run, where you usually don't get the Chaos Emeralds, no gameplay difference.
I always found this boss to be pathetically easy compared to like all the other bosses.
You slide.
Yeah, you slide backwards because you're on the conveyor